Hannah was a 200-pound overweight girl who, despite being as kind as an angel, had her love and dreams nearly taken away from her due to her obesity. Her boyfriend was a diet pill salesman, only approached her with the intention of selling her the pills. After she purchased the medicine from him, he promptly sent a video and ended their relationship. Hannah, dressed in an oversized t-shirt, gazed longingly at the fashionable clothes in her closet, unable to fit into any of them. Embarrassment consumed her life, with the exception of her beautiful, magnificent voice. The popular female star, Emmy, was alluring and captivating, but she was only lip-syncing on stage, while it was Hannah who provided the actual vocals from behind the curtains. Apart from her love for singing, there was one man who constantly supported Hannah and gave her the strength to carry on. This man was Sang-joon, who was also Amy's music producer. Whenever a performance came to an end, it was always Sang-joon who would rush to give Hannah a warm embrace and encouraging words. Whenever Hannah confided her feelings about Sang-joon, her friend Jung-min would always remind her to snap out of it, as nobody could love a girl as overweight as Hannah. In search of good luck, the two girls visited a tattoo shop and got lucky tattoos. Little did Hannah know that this would mark the start of her immense pain. One day, after a performance, Sang-joon extended an invitation to Hannah to attend his birthday party. On the way, Hannah happily agreed to go. The car eventually stopped before a sanatorium. Hannah's father was struggling with mental illness due to the loss of her mother, and she often visited him to provide comfort and dance with him like her mother used to. To pay for her father's treatment, Hannah took on side jobs, such as providing voice-based chat services. She was easily emotional and shed tears over the struggles of others. The next day, Hannah received a dress from Sang-joon and eagerly changed into it for the party, but Jungmin's awkward face explained everything. Upon arrival at the party, Sang-joon invited Hannah to sit next to him. However, the mood quickly turned awkward when Hannah took off her jacket and revealed the dress. Emmy, who had sent Hannah the dress, entered the room wearing the same one and sat next to Sang-joon. Fueled by her envy of Hannah's singing and Sang-joon's preference for Hannah, this contrast left Hannah feeling ashamed and she left the room. Sang-joon was furious with Emmy's behavior, but Emmy didn't see anything wrong with it. In the bathroom, Hannah overheard a conversation between Emmy and Sang-joon. "You think I like her? Actually, she disgusts me, but we should still thank her for her singing. I just want to teach her a lesson," said Emmy. When Hannah learned that the person she cherished was only using her, she felt hopeless and left alone. In a fit of despair, she sealed the windows of her home, prepared to end her life using gas. However, just as she was about to carry out her plan, her phone rang. It was a regular customer of hers, a plastic surgeon. Hannah determined at that moment that it was better to go down fighting than to succumb to such a dishonorable defeat. The next day, she went to see the doctor and revealed her identity. The cost of a full-body plastic surgery was too high for her to afford with her last bit of sincerity. She pleaded with the doctor, "My life is in your hands. You can either end it or save it." That evening, she packed all of her belongings, taking with her only the doll her father had given her as a child. The surgery transformed Hannah from head to toe, and she experienced immense pain throughout. Hannah's sudden disappearance forced the postponing of Amy's second music album. With the new year came Hannah's plan for a fresh start. After a year of rehabilitation and exercise, Hannah finally removed her bandages. Upon gazing at her reflection in the mirror, Hannah was amazed at the stunning transformation and couldn't help but cry tears of joy. This was Hannah's first time out shopping since the surgery, and she donned the clothes of her dreams. While at the mall, Hannah unexpectedly ran into Sang-joon and Emmy, who were signing autographs for the album. Still in love with Sang-joon, Hannah followed him secretly to the parking lot. A delivery boy was enamored by Hannah and stumbled to the ground from the side of her. Hannah rushed to his aid while Sang-joon was also approaching. Fearful of being recognized, Hannah grabbed the delivery guy's helmet and fled the scene. With all her savings, Hannah bought a car and was admiring her reflection while driving, but ended up rear-ending the car in front of her. The taxi driver rushed out, shouting in anger, but his demeanor changed on seeing Hannah. The traffic police arrived and were also captivated by Hannah's beauty. Despite being covered in blood, the taxi driver insisted he was okay. However, when the crowd asked Hannah for her driver's license, they discovered that her ID and photo did not match her appearance, and she was taken to the police station. Even though she couldn't prove her identity, the police were still incredibly kind to her. When Jungmin arrived after receiving calls for help, she didn't recognize Hannah, who had been missing for a year. It wasn't until Hannah revealed a matching tattoo that Jungmin finally believed her and hugged her excitedly. After learning that Sangjun was searching for a replacement for Amy's voice, Hannah came up with the idea to sing again under a new identity. Since even her closest friend couldn't recognize her with her Jungmin's endorsement, Hannah, now using the alias Jenny, stepped back into the spotlight as a Korean American. In front of Sangjun, she was nervous initially, but she grew more confident as the music began to play.
Hoping to erase any trace of the fat and ugly girl from the world. Later that same night, Hannah stumbled upon Emmy practicing her singing, but with limited vocal talent. Upon leaving the practice room, Hannah shared with Emmy the phrase her father often repeated, "You should play to your strengths. Only God can do everything perfectly." These words sparked Emmy's curiosity, leading her to uncover Hannah's secret. Soon, it was the day of Hannah's highly anticipated public performance. She arrived early at the beauty salon for preparation. Later, she received a call from the hospital about Young Min's situation. Her boyfriend had broken up with her after scamming her, causing her to attempt suicide with sleeping pills. Luckily, the doctor declared her condition stable. Hannah was outraged and determined to seek revenge for her friend. She tracked down the fraud to his office and followed him into the elevator. As the man thought he was in for a romantic encounter with Hannah, she instead slapped him and continued to beat him with her high heels. Meanwhile, Sangjun, who had been searching for Hannah, entered the elevator and quickly locked the doors. The man panicked upon seeing the two of them, but Sangjun punched him, took money from his wallet, and threw it on the floor before leaving him as if Hannah had been molested. The concert was about to start. They rushed to the backstage. Hannah didn't have time to put on makeup, and Sangjun's competitors were waiting for him to screw up. In a moment of urgency, Sangjun tore off Hannah's skirt as used as a performance costume. He reassured her that her voice was what people would like most, not her appearance. He handed her the microphone and told her to buck up. Hannah had always wanted to reward Sangjun. She embraced him, seeking comfort and strength, just as she had done before. Hannah was nervous when she stepped on the stage, as she had always sung behind the scenes before. She kept stealing glances at Sangjun, who also seemed to be on edge. The audience was poised to judge, but when Sangjun looked like he was about to falter, Hannah, who didn't want to let him down, finally let her voice shine. Her performance skyrocketed her to fame, but someone also defaced her poster with the word imposter. Despite this, Sangjun didn't let it bother him, as he and Hannah grew closer each day. One night, Sangjun attempted to take their relationship to the next level, but Hannah, following her doctor's advice, was hesitant to be intimate. This caused Sangjun to lose interest. After a pleasant conversation, he fell asleep in the recording studio. Hannah's dreams were slowly coming true. After drawing a lucky totem on the glass, she drifted off to sleep as well. When Sangjun woke up, he covered her with a blanket and sat reflecting on their relationship. It was then that he noticed the totem on the glass and became serious as something clicked in his mind. He quickly searched through archives and found the same totem on Hannah's previous music sheet. Recalling her odd reaction earlier, he finally understood that the beautiful girl in front of him was the previously overweight girl. After Hannah woke up, Sangjun deliberately kept his distance from her. On the other side, Emmy, who was also privy to Hannah's secret, eagerly awaited the opportunity to expose her. At a company dinner, she brought along Hannah's father, who recognized her daughter, and presented her with the doll. Hannah feigned ignorance, but saw Sangjun observing her with suspicion. To further test her, Sangjun roughly pushed the old man to the ground and asked if she knew him. Plagued with fear, Hannah could only shake her head and deny any connection. Young Min was disappointed in her friend and eventually took Hannah's father away. Later, Sangjun confronted Hannah alone. "Don't play dumb, Kang Hannah," he said, revealing the truth. Sangjun remained as self-possessed as ever. as the company was preparing for Hannah's upcoming big concert, and he coldly promised her to keep her secret solely for the sake of profit. Hannah broke down in tears upon witnessing Sang-jun's uncaring demeanor. He still saw her as nothing but a means to an end, a tool for making money. In a fit of anger, Hannah slammed her music album on the table and accidentally cut her hand. Despite his initial demeanor, Sang-jun had developed feelings for Hannah over time and quickly provided her with tissue to stem the bleeding. Hannah opened up about her past struggles and stated, "This is nothing compared to what I've been through before. I had my skin sliced open and my bones shattered." She thought those experiences were the most painful things, but she never imagined this moment would be even more so. The secret about Hannah's plastic surgery was uncovered. To preserve the company's reputation, the chairman proposed canceling Hannah's concert immediately. But due to Sang-jun's unwavering persistence, the chairman agreed, and Sang-jun took Hannah away. On their way to the performance venue, Hannah encountered her father with Young Min. She followed Young Min to the bathroom and sincerely apologized for her past actions. In the dressing room, as the start of the show drew near, Hannah was still intimidated to take the stage. Sang-jun placed a supportive hand on her shoulder and reminded her that the concert she had worked so hard for was now for her own self-fulfillment, rather than for anyone else. With the music, Hannah slowly took center stage. However, after some time had passed, she still hadn't started singing. Noticing this, her father tried to cheer her up. Just as security was about to escort her father out, Hannah stopped them. She told the audience that she didn't want to be trapped in this moment after her secret was revealed. She admitted to being a former overweight girl who used to hide under the stage and sing, and now being a plastic beauty who underwent head-to-toe surgery. This was the first time she had ever shared her life story. But with the tens of thousands of people in the audience, she confessed to having abandoned her friends, not even daring to identify with her father, and now barely recognizing herself. Her honesty touched Young Min, and she forgave her. Sang-jun then brought out Hannah's old videotapes and played for the audience, revealing her former overweight and unattractive self. The crowd was taken aback, but Hannah turned around and embraced her past. To every